Yes, we'll be able to. That is the presentation, isn't it?
Go for it whenever you're ready, and I'll just slide through it when you're ready.
All right, welcome everybody. For those of you that I have not met, my name is Rob Oakey. I am the COO now over at Presidio, and first off, I'd like to thank First Colony for allowing us to come over in this beautiful space. It's fantastic, and hopefully we'll get some more people in here to justify having the increased space, right? That makes sense. I'm going to just right out of the gate, if I, mess something up, since I've only attended one other sales meeting before, there's a good chance that it may not be flowing the way it normally would, but we'll go ahead and take care of anything that they're supposed to. So, and then Tanya, please direct me if I'm supposed to do something else. I'll do my best. From my understanding, we typically turn the time over to the vendors at this right now. Is that correct, Tanya? Okay, so do we have OBO?
Let's go through this. If you look on the screen.
Perfect. Okay.
So here's birthdays.
Okay. All right. Birthdays for January. Do we read through all the names?
No.
Okay.
That's a lot.
I'm like, all right, we never know. So everyone who is on this list for January, happy birthday. Is anyone in the room that's on this list? Right. Happy birthday, Ray. All right, congratulations. I'm guessing you're getting younger every day. Absolutely, perfect. All right. And then wants and needs for any buyer sellers, any wants, needs, or any gratitudes as well.
I have something.
Sold. Is that what you want?
Can you hear online?
Yes, I did hear something online. Go ahead and speak up.
Yeah, so I just have a half-acre lot coming on the market in Mapleton. It's in the Whiting Farms subdivision, and we're going to be at 375. So if anybody has a buyer looking in that area for a lot, and then I also have someone that would like a single-family home up to 430, anywhere from South Lehigh down to Spanish Fork, if you have something coming on the market.
Okay, and state your name so they know who to reach out to.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, this is Tyler Monteith.
Okay, for those of you who heard that, Tyler Monty, right?
Monteith, yeah.
Okay, perfect.
And then I may have something for coming up in Springfield.
Okay, and speaking out, your name? Judy Gerard. So Tyler and Judy, you guys connect with each other. Okay, any others that have any wants or needs for some buyers and sellers? Okay, this week at a glance. So we've got the agent listing presentation. Was that okay? That was next. Oh, it was upcoming week. All right, makes more sense, right? So on Monday, we've got a Zoom listing presentation class, which is something that we can all strengthen our listing skills. Let's make sure that we jump on that. And then we've got the sales meeting for next week as well. We're going to be handling objections. I'm actually going to be presenting that. So for those of you that were in attendance last week, in sales meeting, we got a little bit of a sample of some mindset training. We're going to go over specifically, I think, the top 3 objections that you're faced with, and basically just give you an idea how to handle those objections. So please make sure that you try to attend that as well. It's not a CE class. It's just helping you get your business handled properly. And then we've got another another meeting at 1 o'clock, raising the bar, how to prepare and hold successful open house. Okay, so that looks like, and that's a 2-hour CE class, so that one's available, and that will be Zoom only. And then extra education on Thursday, the 2nd, your database on steroids. And I do not know. Oh, by Nathaniel Osmond of Security National. Okay. Any questions about that? Okay. Weekly closers. So from the 18th to the 24th, congratulations on those that closed the transaction. It's fantastic. Total 35 transactions that closed. That's awesome. Business is still happening. People keep talking about, how challenging the market is or what's going on. The business is still happening. As a reminder, even though interest rates are higher than what millennials have ever seen in their lifetime, all right, the interest rates, even if they are at the low 6%, historically, for the last 50 years, the average interest rate has been almost 8%. So this is historically still a fantastic interest rate. I mean, low 6s. When I bought my first house, it was 7 7/8. It just fell from in the 8s down to 7 7/8. I was just ecstatic about it. Okay. So just be mindful of the fact this is still a great opportunity. Okay, go ahead next. Okay, now.
This is old, so that doesn't really work. So this was last week's. So go ahead and do.
Okay.
Because unless you want to teach again today.
Oh, I see your side. Sorry, I see your saying. I was looking at the affiliates. Okay, let's just start at the top is IBEX. Now I know that every sales meeting I've been to, there's arguing or about time. Okay, so I have no idea the negotiation that you guys have worked out. If it's 2 minutes, if it's 10 minutes, I don't know what it is, but go ahead. IBEX, you have the time if you're here. And if not, then I guess the next group's going to take your time. Elevate. Tell. I can do whatever. I'll need to have the mic.
So everyone can hear me on Zoom. Okay, I don't know if it's a good idea to give me a mic. I just pull out the hat. Okay, so I'm Tanner with Elevate Home Warranty, and I'm going to do something a little bit different today. So I want you all to pull out your phones, if you have your phone, and go to your text messages. You're going to make a new text message, and you're going to text this phone number, 385. I'll repeat it a couple of times because I know sometimes it's hard. 385-208-8948. We're going to do a giveaway, a $10 Swig gift card. And I'm just going to ask one question. So what you're going to do, the first person to text me the right answer, I'm going to look through my text messages afterwards, is going to get this Swig gift card. So 385-208-8948. Everyone online can do this as well. I'll get it to you somehow. So 385-208-8948. Okay, here comes a question. You have to send me it right now. Type in your text, your name, and then I will just have your contact. And then you're going to answer this question. So the question is, how much is Elevate Home Warranties listing coverage? Go. Everybody text it. How much is Elevate Home Warranties listing coverage? Okay, I've got a bunch of texts. I'm going to go through them afterwards, and so we'll see who wins. But our listing coverage, if everybody's already answered, I'm sure somebody gave the right answer, but our listing coverage is free. So you can actually do free listing coverage. All you have to do is text us the listing address and then the seller's information. We can put listing coverage on it. And it's actually really cool what we do. We, with that listing coverage, can get rid of something called pre-existing conditions. So a lot of times you get your warranty and it looks like something was already broken in the home. But if you get listing coverage, it'll be just previously covered by the listing coverage. And so if they move into the house and get buyer's coverage, we can say, you've had a warranty this whole time and it'll be covered. So that's something super cool. I think we're the only people that I know of that do free listing coverage. And so if you want to call us, I can set that up for you. I probably took way more than I needed to, but IBEX wasn't here, so that's awesome. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. Obio. But see, that was simple. All right. We're going to skip first calling right now and Security National. Okay, that was easy. Travel title. All right, come on up.
Hello, I'm Kelly with Traveling Title, soon to be changed, but we'll let you guys know that. Oh. Our giveaway for the rest of the year is a free 12-ounce can of soda pop at your closing. Or a 12-ounce water. So please make sure you take advantage of this free giveaway from Traveling Title. Also, I wanted to let Crystal know that my dog ate my last pair of black shoes last night. He loves my shoes. I'm in tennis shoes. So I was thinking, Crystal, about the tennis shoe wearing Title girl. Yeah. So me and Crystal will be collaborating. Yeah, no heels for me. No heels. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, tennis shoe title. All right. One of the things you're supposed to mention is this Fight Back Nation. It's a seminar for, dealing with women empowerment. I know this is something that Jen is focused on. So if you have any questions about this, but the registration, Venmo at Fight Back Nation to register. It looks like it's for women 12 years plus male agents, wives and friends and are welcome. So any questions about that, feel free to go over and ask any question or ask about that.
Acclaimed, are they there or online? They're not on this list, but they are.
Yes, that's okay. So Acclaimed. And then easy transition to US Title. You can come up and do both of those. So. Huh. Use that just for the online.
I'm Stacy Douglas. I'm not here representing US Title. I'm here today representing UCAR. We have our blood drive today, Spread the Love, Donate Blood. So I don't know if you guys are aware of Nathan's story. He is part of the board. He has a beautiful story and we really need to support him and support our community and give back. So if you can please sign up early for Friday, February 10th. They're doing it from 10 a.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. at the UCAR building. You can scan the code and sign up. I think they just have it electronically nowadays. So if you'll do that and support your community, we'd appreciate it. Oh, yes, Kimberly. We have a goal just to get 46 people there. There we go. See, yeah, with Presidio, we have what, 500 agents? I mean, seriously, we can just do that all in Presidio. Anyway, thank you so much for the opportunity to just let you know about the blood drive.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Well, then, here we go.
Don't need that.
Well, online.
Oh, they can hear me. Trust me.
Definitely can with the mic.
Hello, everybody. I just want to remind you of a couple of events really quick. So also on February 10th, we have our Fun Friday for the Pleasant Grove office. We're gonna go make chocolates for our Valentine's. Just add chocolate, and that's at 11. We're meeting here at the office first and then going over there. So I hope you guys can all attend to that. And then one more quick thing. If you are going to the awards banquet, if you're receiving an award, you got an invite, don't forget that that's this Saturday at the University of Utah. So 6 to 9. So we'll see you there and thanks. Yay.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Okay, before I transition from last to first colony, is there anything else we're missing, Tanya? Okay, we'll then turn it over to you. All right.
All right, guys, we're excited to have you here and we're excited to have some builders here that are going to talk about what they have to offer, what makes them different, and just kind of some fun things that they have going on, just so that you guys can know about what they have. So we have 3 different builders. We have our 5 builders, and we've got Al and Sunny here. And then we have Edge Homes, and we have David here to represent. And then we have Fieldstone, and I don't see Mike. Oh, there he is in the back. Okay. And Mike's here to talk to you guys. So we would like to invite all of them to come up. I'll grab an extra stool, but we're going to have them just talk for about 10 minutes each. And then we will have a question and answer afterwards, just so that if you guys have any questions, want to know something more, then they can answer those questions. So. We're grabbing it at the extra store. And just so you guys know, these are all builders that we work with at First Colony. We are the preferred lender with them. So we have a really close relationship, so that if you guys do have questions, or if you want to talk to any of us about getting your people pre-approved, we can help you. So because I'm on this side, I'll hand the mic to Al.
Okay, can everybody hear me? There we go. Okay, over here, like that. Okay. I forgot to wear cologne for that. Yeah. Okay. My name is Al Rafati. Nice to be in front of all of the rainmakers, sales and marketing people. That's what I have done all my career. I'm not a traditional builder building homes. I come from a whole different industry, and for many, many years, I've sold and marketed different products. So it's nice to be in front of the salespeople. They're my most favorite people. My sister Afsane Sunny is my partner, and I want to tell you a little bit about our history. In 2008, 9, 10, as you might have, a lot of you are young to remember, but back in those days, you could, if you had money, you could buy a lot of land, and land was free, improvements you paid for. So I came from a different industry, and we took a company public. We had money, and a friend of mine came from Richmond American and said, buy all the land you can. So we ended up buying a lot of land in Utah County and in Salt Lake County. We loved Utah County because it was easier to work there. So we finished a bunch of subdivisions, and we bought a lot of land. And the thing that we wanted to do was to buy it at the right location. We say location, 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 the best land we could buy with greatest view. And we decided to start a boutique homes, a boutique home, and build homes that are very different. There's no way we're going to be as big as the gentlemen that are next to me. I mean, they're running huge companies, and we didn't want to go there. We wanted to be very unique. We want to customize, and we wanted to sell it to people that are in the mid-range of the buying community, and not to the customized. We do occasionally a $2-3 million homes, but most of homes we build are in the 600-700 range. And we were very successful. We actually started one of the most successful cottage communities. The cottage homes in Heatherwood are incredible. If you haven't seen it, you should take a look at some. And we filled it and sold it very quickly. It's right around the golf course, so the neighborhood the location is premium, and we have a lot of happy customers there. We like the cottage and townhome business. But then we said we wanted to go to single family home, so we had a mission to build a customizable, beautiful single family, and we built many of those. We are in Lone Tree, we are in the Ranches community, and what's different about us is we want to remain small. We want to customize the home for the customer from the beginning to the end. We don't sell them a pre-made home. We have them come in and change things the way their lifestyle wants them to change. And then we'll finish it, and the price will be very much in line with what they would pay elsewhere. If there's a trick to it, I can't share it. It's a Chinese secret if I tell you. Anyway, I'll have to kill you all. I don't want to do that. You're important. So remember us as a boutique customizable builder that will offer a home at a very reasonable market competitive price. Then the tsunami of 2022 hit late last year. And a lot of our customers that are our buyers found themselves in a situation where they could not afford the same home, because we were giving them a beautiful home for a great price, and they couldn't afford that price because rates nearly doubled. Okay, no secret to you. And we got together, we said, okay, we are innovative, we are creative. The customers that we talk about, the millennials, Sure, they haven't seen 18% that I paid for years ago for my first home. But rather than changing the way they look at the market, we figured we'll change with the market. So we started a new generation of homes that are still having the R5 touch on them. They're very, very beautiful, very customizable. But since millennials, young people are used to homes that are more efficient, the utility of the home is number one, as opposed to greater amount of space. And you see it in a lot of big cities, you don't get the Utah kind of homes because people just can't afford it. So we now are building very unique homes with the basement apartments, ADUs, whatever the terminology is, that they can rent or they can join family and help make the payment. So if you pick a $650,000, $700,000 home, now we shaved it down to closer to $600,000 to $650,000 home. Occasionally we dip below 600, maybe in the high, with a 5 handle. Now you have a basement that is completely independent, fully insulated from the top, has a kitchen in it, and you can rent it. And when you rent that basement and the cost of the home is more efficient, is now shaved down to be lower. You have a home, lower cost, and the basement contributes to a monthly payment. It is as though you had bought a home for 3.2% as opposed to today's 6.5%. Your payment is now adjusted to the world of today. So if you're thinking about putting some younger families in homes today and have them grow down the road with the growth of value of a single family home and be able to flex into bigger family on their own, and someday you'll say goodbye to the renter and take over the entire house, huge backyard, we are one of your best options. That help? My partner knows a lot more about how we do things, and she's great at it. I could never sell like her. And customers end up coming in saying, I don't know what they're going to give me. And she puts them at ease, and she'll tell you all about it. Is that fair enough?
I love speaking in front of everybody. I'm not as comfortable as he is. I'm Afsane Rafati. Sunny is the name that I go by. I'm the sales agent and grandma of 3 grandbabies. That's why I'm a sales agent. But as you know, I thought it was going to be flexible and I have more time with my grandbabies. I was wrong. But I don't travel all over the world, so that's okay. I'll take it. So I have some bags out there for all of you agents. It has some information about some of the homes that we have available. And also my information as well, if you would like to get in touch with me to see what we have available for you. As Al said, this new, what we call it a Juniper, which you have a card in there, is really a unique Rambler. And we have sold quite a few of them. And I think we're pretty much running out of that in our community because we don't want to put them everywhere. We just want to have unique numbers. But we still have some available. So contact me if you need anything, if you have any questions at all. We love our agents. One of the things that I want to tell you that if you want to sell your client or send your clients to me and you're not able to attend, because I know how busy all of you are, don't worry about it. We respect your agency. We pay you still the 3% VAC, have always done that and will continue along with some incentives sometimes we have. So don't feel bad, just send them over. I'll take care of them and then we'll chat later what other needs you may have. So call me, pick up a bag. My information is in there for you.
All right, so I'm David Hodges with Edge. I was speaking a little loud there, wasn't I? I'm not used to this mic. I know. Ooh. So I've been in front of you guys, most of you guys, a few times. Most of you probably, if not all of you guys, know Edge Homes, probably worked with them, seen signs. So we're not new. We've been around a while. I've been around with Edge for about 8 years. So I've seen the company grow and seen the ownership grow, seen what they've done for communities, build up beautiful communities, and have been able to make dreams come true in a sense for a lot of brand new buyers, which has been amazing, really. So I'm definitely not going to take up 10 minutes. Unless I pause a lot and give a face. Yeah. Yeah, tears. But we're building basically Utah County, Southern Salt Lake County. So same places we've been. We're in Harriman, Riverton, we're in Bluffdale, we're in Lehigh, Saratoga Springs. And that's where we're at right now. We're working on a project down Mapleton area, which hopefully will be third quarter-ish. I'm looking at someone who has an inside track on everything. Anyway, she's smiling at me, so maybe third quarter's right. Okay, I've been told third quarter, so we'll see. But a big master plan community down there, so it should be a great one, welcoming us back into Utah, in southern Utah County, which we haven't been in a number of years. So that'll be nice. I know a lot of people, us included, have been anxious for that. So incentives, we've kind of been leading the charge on as the market has changed. The great thing about Edge is they've kind of pushed incentives, and it's really helped everyone kind of get on the same page in a sense on what we're able to provide to the buyer, to the end user. R5 was talking about just the market changing, interest rates changing, people getting used to 3%, and now they're at 6-7%. So we have the 3% that we rolled out last year. So 3% back to the buyer, and they can use that for kind of basically whatever they want for purchase price reduction, interest rate reduction. It is tied to using First Colony. So they've been an amazing partner, and we will continue that. But other than that, I mean, we're condos, townhomes, single family homes. Best deals right now are going to be our quick move-ins. I mean, that's basically what we've been pushing for the last little bit on condos and townhomes. So if you have a buyer and they don't need to build new, they're definitely gonna get a much better deal right now on those. Edge has kind of said, bring us an offer, and then we'll review them and take a look. As far as like our quick move-ins, if you guys have received quick move-ins like emails or things, kind of disregard those, because the pricing is all over the place. And we don't really know why, but the pricing is wrong on most of those. Yes, it'll be wrong, but I do have it. Essentially, our system internally is kicking out random pricing, and we haven't quite got it all figured out. Yeah, so it's best to contact an Edge agent, myself, or anybody else that you guys are working with, and then we can work with your buyers and kind of say, hey, this is where we're going to be at. Condos were about 320 and up, right around there, 315, 320 and up, to about 350. And then townhomes were roughly 420 to 450, somewhere in there. Okay. And that's going to be in most of our, well, that's going to be in like Lehigh and Harriman. Beyond that, I mean, Edge have been great to work with. If you guys have done deals with Edge, you've known that. Hopefully it's been a good experience for you. Love to help you guys out with whatever you need. Any questions you guys have in the massive audience or online?
No, I think we're waiting till the end.
Till the end? Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna pass it along.
Hi. I'm Mike. I'm with Fieldstone Homes, and I did the same thing. Sorry.
So tempting to like,
I'm a loud guy as it is, so yeah. I manage our Saratoga Springs community, so we're about to kick that off here. We got redlined on our trailer, but it's going in next week, so thankfully I'll have a place to stay now. I want to piggyback on what R5 said. We're also launching new builds with ADUs. So if you have any questions on that, it was a huge fight with the city council at Saratoga Springs, but we've got it approved for our neighborhood. So essentially you can come in, we've got designated plans. Sorry, where I'm getting emotional about it. Not really. We've got designated plans where we've already got the option built out, and we work with Blake and Steve here at First Colony, so they can actually show you, they've done the rent comparative analysis for us, so they can let you know roughly what you could rent it out for, what type of money you could make off of it. Funnily enough, you know, you can also qualify with the income from the ADU. I'm finding that to be less of a driver, honestly. I'm actually dealing with a lot of people that either they want to see how much money they can bring in off of that ADU, or they've got family members. Like I've got a guy right now that Steve's working with where dad had a stroke. has a hard time living with dad, but he needs dad to stay somewhere. So it gives him an autonomous place to live while they're under the same roof. So there's some good solutions with these ADU options that provide solutions for people's real world problems. The big thing for us is it's legal use with the city. So they've got their own parking space. They've got a separate entrance downstairs. They've got a separate kitchen. It is a fully livable, separate apartment from the rest of the home. And we also have options with our basements where, you know, if you finish the basement and do the ADU, the homeowner can keep part of that basement to use while they've got a nice 1-bedroom apartment for whoever's renting out there. So there's different options there. And we've got multiple communities that are doing this. So it's our Clearfield community, Alpine Springs, which is Saratoga Springs. That's what I'm managing. And then we also have out in Eagle Mountain where you can do this. And we are working with Lehigh, and that has not been an easy fight, but we're fighting it right now. So any questions on ADUs, just reach out to me. I've got a packet and I've got my card. And the way we work, we're a little different. I guess it's not that different, but we manage our own communities and then we just refer people to the agents in the other communities. So I can be your point of contact on ADUs. And then if they're looking at Eagle Mountain or Clearfield, I can just refer you over to that agent. Not a problem at all. Yeah, and then in terms of locations, we're all the way from Clearfield all the way down to Payson. So we kind of cover the gamut, and we've got communities popping up everywhere. We're working on land development right now, but I think we've got 9 active communities currently. So if you have needs, just reach out to me and I can point you in the right direction. I just want to say thanks for letting us come in. It's kind of a new thing for builders to start doing this. We're not the first by any means, but it's going to become more commonplace. So we're trying to iron it all out now so that it's very simple for the buyer to understand, get that option done, and then they can move in with a rental right off the bat. So anyways, thanks.
Question is for all of you. Do you
Yeah.
know yet if you are planning to build in the new Steve Point? Are you gonna have communities in there?
Where is it?
Hybrid?
Oh, yeah. Not that I'm aware of. I don't believe we are. I'll let them answer.
Same, yeah. We haven't been told.
It's Lehigh and Buckdown side, and it will become basically another date rape, but they're doing single family homes. They're trying to have less like cars there in the city, you know, everything will be walking. So I was just wondering if you guys had plans to build in that, maybe that area.
But to share with you the history of Lehigh, I've been around for quite a long time. I think Lehigh will be very similar to Salt Lake City. It'll be the Salt Lake City of the Utah County, Salt Lake County will merge into Lehigh. It reminds me of the old Salt Lake City where people thought, oh, they can have a nice home in suburbs of Salt Lake. That's when I was going to college. And then they realized it's unbearable to live in Salt Lake City. So they started developing all these subdivisions all around, became Holiday and Cottonwood Heights and Sandy, etc. So for residential purposes, I think Eagle Mountain, to some extent, Saratoga is getting a little imagination that they are Lehigh. And now it's getting very hard. I'm glad my friends are, and my old partners and my friends are fighting in Saratoga for all of us, because Eagle Mountain has already figured it out. In Eagle Mountain, we actually get a permit for ADU at the time of getting a construction permit. And the only thing that the buyer has to do is sign when they close. The apartment is already ready for them to move in. All paperwork is done. Everything meets the requirement of the city, like you mentioned, additional parking spot and the ADU capabilities that are compliant. In Saratoga, after they win the fight, maybe we'll.
So we're approved the same way with Saratoga.
Yeah.
It was a fight, so it's.
No.
So
So
that's where you're fighting.
we have to invite them to a lunch or, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, we used to be partners. We developed a lot of land for Fieldstone, and I have a lot of good friends at Edge. So it's these guys have much more massive force in the market. We'll just follow them and figure out how we can pick up the pieces here and there. Yeah, but we all make, yeah. And I like to see what system they have for randomizing prices. That would really be fun. Anyway, but I think Eagle Mountain is a really great place. It's undiscovered. A lot of people think it's, forever drive. But the front part of Eagle Mountain, that's closest to the I-15 is premium. And then, of course, they're going to build a bigger road to the city center, but you get better values and they're all offering the same.
So I have a question. And it's not regarding to any of you guys, but since you're builders, that's why I'm here. What is your build time? No, I don't want that. What is your build time?
No, I won't take it. What is your build time? And my question is, I have like buyers that have been under contract for over a year with another builder. And they keep coming to me, and I'm an experienced agent. I've been doing this for 16 years. And so I sell all over. And when I'm seeing like even in my own neighborhood, I've sold 75. I'm getting ready to list my 76th home. And so when I see the value drop about, I hate to say it, but $65,000, $70,000 just in my neighborhood. And then my clients keep coming to me saying, well, we're listening to the news, we're seeing all these values drop. Why isn't our builder dropping anything? How is it that other pre-existing homes are losing value, but if something was signed a year ago, it's not losing value?
Because I have to be able to go back and explain it to them. And so it's really hard. I'm not trying to put anybody in a hard spot. It's just that they're worried that they're not going to be able to afford it because of interest rates. We're getting close to the end date. And then they're like, well, why aren't they going down again? I said, well, let's just wait and see what the appraisal comes in at. And let's see what we can do for you at that time. But I'm trying to do the best for my client, just like you guys are trying to do the best for your builder. But I'm just confused how everywhere else is dropping.
And I think there's two parts to this. So the first is when you're building a home, and I'll touch on this, but then I'll touch on our solution to your problem that we're doing. But the first thing is when you're building a home, and a lot of you know this, is you're choosing options, you're choosing upgrades. A lot of people make the mistake or the assumption that, if I do $200,000 in upgrades, that translates to $200,000 in value. That's not necessarily how it works. An appraiser doesn't look at it that way. So part of why builders can't just completely match it is you end up paying for all their upgrades. And that's a blunt way of putting it. There's more to it than just that. But so we don't like, for example, we don't have like an appraisal contingency, because if someone goes crazy on upgrades and then it doesn't appraise, we're paying for their upgrades is what ends up happening. And so we try to help people out in an understanding, and we've got checks in place where if people are going crazy on upgrades, that there's certain deposits we'll collect to help them to make sure they qualify by the end. Now, for what you're talking about, that's market specific where values are dropping. We actually have an addendum that we have our people sign where 21 days out, we reevaluate our base pricing. So if base pricing has dropped in the time that they've built, we actually match it to the base price. So if it's dropped $50,000 on base price from when they contracted to completion, we credit that back to them at the end. And that's something we have everybody sign. And it's part of our process, because that's a concern for us too. Because at the end of the day, if that person can't close on the home because they don't qualify now because it's more expensive, I've got to resell that house anyways, and we're going to be dropping that price. So we just want to get ahead of it and make sure that, yeah. Well, right. When we publish our base pricing, so they can come in anytime to my model home and I can give them a price sheet on where my base pricing is at. So I'll have some of my clients that track that throughout. And so assuming that trajectory continues 21 days out, if that base price is lower, that's just part of our process where they don't have to come to us and ask for it. We just process it and it's done.
There is another microphone behind you guys. I don't know if that would help with the people, because online we cannot hear anything.
So Edge has kind of been, I'd say, a case by case basis. They have, what we've seen so far with this market, the biggest thing is closing the homes, right? We have a big backlog and we need to close those homes. So we're working with every customer to figure out a solution for those. So it's not a blanketed, hey, we're just gonna match the market. It is, let's look at the home, let's look what pricing's at. We have dropped pricing for a lot of customers. Probably all of our customers, we've dropped pricing that have been under contract. To help with that situation, because like he said, if they cancel, we're gonna have to resell it again. So we have kind of come down with the market. I don't know if we're gonna be the lowest. I'm sure they could find a price lower somewhere else. But we have reduced pricing quite a bit. Yeah, and then the other 3% as well. Yeah, and it was on every single person. So they told us when they first came out with this, and this has been, I don't know, 6 months ago. They said, hey, just go back to all your clients that are under contract. Let's reduce the price. Let's get them back to where the market's at right now. And then kind of go from there. So, and I think we've adjusted it once since then. But anyway, so we're trying to be aware and trying to stay with the market.
Okay, great question. Two questions you asked. One is, how long does it take to build a home? You're right. And we build a home for people that that are buying a house from us, not for their grandkids. We build it in 4 months after we get the permit. And last year, it was very difficult with the supply chain. So it took us sometimes 5 up to 6 months. We put a huge pressure on just-in-time building. And now we are tracking 4 months and staying under it. We're actually, the last one we built was 3.5 months. We do not allow any gap. The moment we get the permit, our 4 months starts ticking. Generally, permits take between 1 to 3 weeks in Eagle Mountain, which is our core of operation. We have a subdivision, Spanish Fork. We don't know yet. We're testing the city to see how long it takes. But once we get started, everybody is lined up and there's no excuses. It's 4-month finish. Second question, price adjustment. You're absolutely right. The prices adjusted for some builders and not for others. And I can understand why some builders are trying to recover what they spent for the house because prices were much higher last year. Late fourth quarter of last year, we went out to every one of our subs and told them, you bring your prices down to the market level, or because we are loyal to our subs. You bring them down, we keep you. You don't bring them down, we compete you. And every single one of them complied. We have a couple of them that said they can't and they want to keep the prices high. We competed them and now they're waiting in the line to get back because we pay everybody within a week or 2 after the job is done. So we want to make sure that subs, we're the smallest home builder, one of the smallest. We only build about 50 homes a year. And so we have ability to adjust much faster. I totally empathize with my friends here because when you get large, it becomes more difficult to do all of those things. So I hope we answered those questions.
Anybody online?
She'd asked build time.
Yes.
Contract to completion, we're typically 8.5 months at most. During COVID, it was probably more like 10, to be fair, just because of supply chain issues, but 8.5 months is pretty typical. The reality is we only collect 2 deposits. So the faster we build it, as long as it's quality, like it hurts our bottom line to go longer, if that makes sense. So we want to build them quick while doing a good job still. So, yeah. I'll keep handing it to you. You're not my.
We're about the same. I mean, from when they go on the contract, I mean, from once we have a permit, we're very similar, probably about 5 months for the actual build process. But the first half of it is design center, is architect, is those kind of things, which takes the rest of that time. So we're about, like I said, about nine months. It's been difficult because, like you said, COVID, we're about 10 months. So we're trying to get a now track record to see how long it's taking. We were 8 months. Jumped to 10, and I think we're back down to like the 9-ish, maybe 8, but somewhere in there.
his work. Hey, this is Kelly, from Traveling Title. So I closed a ton of builder business the first 20 years of mine. For two of the big builders in the state. So when you're in like Saratoga Springs area, especially Saratoga, speaking of how wonderful they are. So it's becoming popular to do this basement apartment. A lot of people I'm sure will think, well, I can buy an existing home and create a basement apartment, probably do it cheaper or whatever. Make sure you check because Saratoga Springs had everybody sign acknowledgement that they would not do that. They are not allowed to split their home or to build an apartment. So just for your knowledge, when you're shopping around, this is a great thing that they're letting them do in those areas that you will not find it because they do not allow that. They do not permit it even in an existing.
We don't get paid by Eagle Mountain City. So I'm not the spokesperson for Eagle Mountain City, but because we own our own land and we do land development, we go to a lot of city council meetings. 2 city council meetings ago, they spent almost a couple hours on the principle of affordability. And the simple message from them is homeownership and affordability combined. And that's where we realized we were on the right path a few months ago when we switched. They don't want a lot of apartments. They don't want the massive number of rentals that are may degrade the quality of the neighborhood. They prefer to have owners live with the tenants so they can control everything and they're personally responsible. And that's why they have an ADU permit, which is easily obtainable. You can get it, and it puts the owner at the as a responsible party.
Anything else? Okay. We want to thank our builders for coming. They are all. They call here, so. Yeah, we want to thank our builders. We love working with our builders. First Colony has a lot of builders that we work with, and these are, just a sample of them, but they're some of our favorites. So if you guys need anything, just come talk to Ali and I, we can help you, and Steve in the back also can help you. And also there is breakfast over there, so there's plenty of things to eat. There's squashes, there's sweet and savory. So go ahead and take what you can, and thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys.
You guys. It's great to meet you guys.
Yeah.
Great to hear you talk too. I don't know anything. Time for this. Thank you so much. Thank you.